Well, hello there, GORF maniacs, I guess. This is the Retro Tech 120p challenge. Today, we're playing GORF, a selection by one Douglas Titchmarsh, who regularly picks space-based shoot-em-ups because it makes it really hard for me to do genital facts, but I figured one out for today. But before we get there, I should tell you what we're doing. It is the Retro Tech 120p challenge, and in it, you basically part of a Facebook group of middle-aged numpties who partake in old arcade games and the playing thereof. And what you do is you can have as many goes as you like as a practice, but once you hit record, that is your go. It's just those 2 credits, you against the world. Now, in this game called GORF, if you put 2 credits in, it's just going to give you like 6 lives. Which is not the greatest thing in terms of how this challenge works. So if anyone is planning to do this challenge, please make sure that you put in a credit and then another credit after you've had your go. Otherwise, if you put both in, it will give you all those lives. So yeah, I am doing this with 1 credit at a time. And what can I tell you about GORF? Well, it is a game from Midway. The GORF stands for Galactic Orbiting Robot Force. It came out in 1981. There's some, I don't know. I mean, look at this. This is clearly Galaxian, to the point where the level's even called Galaxian. It's from the Wild West, of course, days of game copyright, where people could think they could get away with anything. If you actually look in the first stage, which is called Astro Battles, all of the enemies are space invaders. Cheeky swines, Bally Midway, I tell thee. So what is this any good? It's all right. Yeah, it's I mean, for its time, it's a right selection pack. It's, there's me dead, by the way. So that's the first go over. But yeah, it's a bit of a selection pack, and you can't go wrong with a selection pack. Because you get dairy milk in them, don't you? And that's good. And you might end up with... No one really wants the crunchy, do they? Is anyone's favourite chocolate bar the crunchy? If it is, I mean, more power to you, I guess. But let us do now the genital fact of the week. And it is from 1974. Basically, what I'm doing... When I say 1974, I better explain what it is. I am doing... Flesh Gordon facts, because there's not a lot you can do about genitals in space. So I'm doing a talk about Flesh Gordon, which was a comedy movie that came out in 1974. It was a sex comedy that followed the adventures of Flesh Gordon, obviously based on Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon being, of course, that the space hero and all the serials in the 1930s, was in Defenders of the Earth, and which all the Star Wars films are based on. They're sort of based on his serials. So they did a sex porno sort of parody of Flash Gordon called Flesh Gordon, and the sequel to it is called Flesh Gordon Meets the Cosmic Cheerleaders. I mean, good. I mean, I don't know what they cheer-led. I don't know. Nebulan stars. The budget was just £470,000, and it made 5.3 million in rentals in North America alone. I certainly remember it in the video shop near me as a 12-year-old wanting to hire it out because of boobies. So it features things like the planet Porno. Characters are called Emperor Wang the Perverted. Good. And Dr. Flexi Jerkoff, which is nice. It used similar stop-motion techniques to the original serials from the 30s. It was full colour, though. It did look pretty cheap by the 70s, though. It even had its own comic series, believe it or not. And get this, it even had a strip club associated with it in Ontario that was closed by the government due to links to a Hells Angels crime gang. It was originally X-rated, but some sex scenes were cut, so it ended up as an R rating so more people could see it at the cinema. And when it eventually came out on VHS a few years later, it got the collector's edition with all the sexy scenes restored. So that is the genital fact of the week. So yeah, I don't know who's going to do best at this. It seems this is sort of Douglas's wheelhouse, so I'm actually pulling for a win for him this week. Whether or not he does, I don't know. It could also be a Tilburg game. I feel that Real Generic Demon could put a run in. A lot of the time with these really old classics, you get weeks where people don't really bother playing them, which is a shame. It's not the best game in the world, but of its time, it's a pretty decent thing. So I better just tell you again about the RetroTech 120p challenge. It is, as I said, well worth joining if you're a big games playing buffoon like we are, and you get as many goes as you like, and then you can press the record button, and that's your recorded run. Now, just a little tip here: if you just sort of rapidly press the fire button, your bullets disappear. So you have to hold it down or just fire and let it go for a bit. Otherwise, your bullets won't reach their intended target, unless you want to be quite close up and stuff. But that's me deaded, so I'll let you go on your way. Please go and hire, I don't know, Flesh Gordon. I don't think it's on any streaming services. And Kay, thanks, bye.